Okay, so it is time to break down this week's Comic Tom's late airing top 10 list and give you my Remember Me pick for the week. Stick around. Welcome back, family. Thanks for joining yet again. Greg, if you're watching this, I hope you're enjoying your vacation. So, yes, I did get a chance to watch Comic Tom's list, and he dropped it really late today. He usually drops it at like 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time, which means he's dropping it like 10 Pacific. But he's in a hotel room by himself, and less of the fanfare and special effects. Still get to hear his voice, yay! But anyway, he dropped it a little bit late, and JP's Budget Collecting was very, very quick to respond. So before even doing this, I had to watch his show. I'm sorry, guys. And again, if you're not watching JP, you have to be. But let's dive right into this list. Couple of books here that are not total garbage, and a couple that really are. Okay. So I feel like the sister in Encanto. Coming in at number 10. Let's move over a little bit so I get some room here for these books. Oh, there he goes. Yes, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Gwen. Gwenverse number 1. There we go. This is the limited to 1,000 copy that came out. He said it was a Comic-Con exclusive, but I didn't hear which one. I don't know if it was San Diego or Louisiana or West Side Poconos. I have no idea which Comic-Con it came from. If anybody knows, if you want to drop it in the chat, that'd be great. But it's an homage to the NYX number 4, which is the second appearance of X-23. But I actually like that cover better than NYX 3, which is her first appearance. I don't know, just it has better appeal to me, which I think is why more people use that cover in homages. But yeah, it's going for $65 raw is what he reported, and as a result of him reporting it, now it's already going up for $75. I actually think this is a decent buy. I mean, these Comic-Con exclusives are really, really a hit or miss. You can get the Wolverine one, which shoots up, or you can get the Tyler Christopher or John Tyler Christopher, whatever, Luke Skywalker, which did not hold value. Now, granted, that one was $2,500, and Luke Skywalker, I think, is a bit more popular a character than Spider-Gwen. However, it's a really good cover. It covers 2 different universes, and if in any way, shape, or form this ever comes to pass in the MCU, which I doubt it, but with multiverses, anything's possible. A 1 of 1,000 Gwenverse, it's not crazy thing to think about. If you can find one for $65, $75, and it hits you like the way it's looking, the way I'm looking at it, I think that this actually is going to be something that's going to go up in value. Jumping to number 9, opposite, Superior Iron Man number 1. Okay, and as I said, I even typed it in the chat on the live stream for JP. If Comic Tom says it's not a good investment, run away. Okay, because then it really is not a good one here. Superior Iron Man number 1, raw is going for $30, and 9.8 is going for $250. First off, the speculation which drove up the book in the first place is categorically false. Okay, Superior Iron Man is not in the scene that you see in the trailer. Whether or not you see him in the movie is doubtful. Whether it's Tom Cruise playing it is doubtful. Tom Cruise a long, long time ago, before the MCU even wanted to, was in existence. Tom Cruise was trying to pitch to the studios to make a high-budget Iron Man movie with him playing Tony Stark. So that's where a lot of people started thinking that he can make an appearance with these alternate realities. If Tom Cruise picks up any one of the Superior Iron Man stories, the comic books, and reads it, Tony Stark is a dick in these stories. Okay, he's trash. He's garbage. He is not a liked character, and I don't see Tom Cruise wanting to play that version of Tony Stark, regardless of how badly he wants to get into the movie. So this is not a good spec, and without once the movie comes out next week. By the way, a couple of days, we're almost there. And its character is shown not to. This book is going to die because on its own, it's not a great story. Nobody liked it. It was canceled quickly. I've got a Superior Iron Man San Diego Comic-Con exclusive statue here that somebody just like, I don't want to take it. Okay, it's still in the box. Serious. I'm not kidding. He was cleaning his room. Was like, you want this thing? I'm going to chuck it. That's how highly people think of Superior Iron Man. So no, this is not a good spec. 2016 version of Moon Knight, #1, coming in at #8. Now, I'm not going to give any spoilers for the show if you haven't seen it yet. But based off where we are going with the show and everything, there's a storyline that takes place in these comics that people feel that it is inspired the storyline a bit in Moon Knight, and I'm not going to go any more in depth than that. That being said, we got one more one more episode of Moon Knight left, coming out in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days. They've already said there will not be a season 2. When the series ends, what happens to every one of these hot books? Every one of these hot books, as soon as the series ends, it drops in value. This is the wrong time to buy this book. $30 for a Raw, $135 for a 9.8. With the hype, it's $135 as a 9.8. You're looking at $75, $80 for a 9.8 in a few months. Especially since right now, based on the hype, a lot of people are submitting these 2016, not that old, books to CGC. And when they start getting them back, there's going to be a flood on the market. So you might be even looking at $60 for a 9.8. So definitely hold off on this. If you can, once the values drop though, it's a really good Lemire story. It's worth picking up and reading. So I would wait 6 months. You may even find this as a Remember Me pick later on this year. Who knows? We'll see. It's not today's. Coming in at #7, Darkhawk #1 from 1991. Okay. Now, look, I know there are a lot of Darkhawk fans out there, but I don't see Darkhawk coming to the MCU. The drive and the spike right now, which is more of a spike in sales than it is a spike in value. It's going for $20 for a Raw, $300 for a 9.8, and a newsstand version of it in a 9.8 hit $610. So I can see that because 1991 is now really heavy books going to comic book stores. And direct sales instead of newsstands. And I don't see a lot of newsstands ordering copies of Darkhawk. You know, they would have stuck with the books that they know were selling because their market is already dwindling. This whole driving is because it was James Gunn. They asked him if Darkhawk would ever appear in the MCU. Or was it Feige? Or I think it was Gunn, though. And his response was, we were talking about him being in Volume 2, meaning Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, or we were speculating here, or he almost was in Volume 2. Now, some people are like, oh, so he was almost in it. That means he'll definitely make it into another movie. A, no, it doesn't. B, I don't know if they had a board with 500 different characters from the MCU. These are the ones we're thinking about when we're writing the story that we could incorporate into the story. Who do we want to pull in? At that point, any one of those 500 is almost in Volume 2. He might have been the first one they threw up and said, well, he's not in outer space. We have no clue. We're speculating on a person that has not made a movie, that they might make a movie in the future. If nothing else, wait till at least this spec goes down and pick this book up in a few months at a lower price. Okay, #6, Incredible Hercules, #120. Again, we are really grasping at straws. We are suffering from such FOMO in the comic industry. It's a 2008 comic. It was selling for $3. It was a dollar bin book, then it was a $3 book. Now it's selling for as much as $15 because it's the first appearance of Clay Bin, the Skrull God. Okay, and this is because somebody got pictures of the cast hat for the cast and crew that filmed a Secret Invasion, which is going to be coming on Disney Plus at some point in our life. And on one side it says, in Skrull language, he loves you. And they say, well, that's something that a god would say. So there's got to be the Skrull god. Maybe. Maybe since... No. I mean, I give you an even a different thing for you to think about. Maybe the director or the producer or the guy in the makeup chair, maybe there's somebody on the set who was of authority was a jerk and people couldn't stand him or her, or maybe an executive, or maybe one of the actors, who knows. But maybe as a running inside joke, somebody translated into Skrull, he loves you, and that became the running, every time that person would open up their mouth, neat nop nop, or whatever it says. I don't know. I don't speak Skrullese. And there was their way of having a joke at somebody's expense. We don't know. This might be the one catchphrase that everybody was saying, behind the back. What's the word in Star Wars now that everybody uses to mean get your crap, get your I gotta pause this one. Okay, I just had to go and play an episode because I just want to make sure I was using exactly the right word. GAK, G-A-K. Now, this is a word that the crew on the original Star Wars production back in 1976, 77 when they were making the movie, they referred that to just miscellaneous crap laying around. Get that GAK out of here, get that GAK out of here. Pick up your GAK, let's go. And it's a word they kind of made up that they were using on the set. Now, in today's day and age, they would put, get your GAK on a hat. It doesn't mean anything other than something to them. That's why they put it on the hat, for them to remember. And now GAK is actually used in canon in the Star Wars universe. So, just because something says something in a hat doesn't mean necessarily we're going to be getting a Skrull god. It also doesn't mean that we should be spending $15 on a $1 book. By the way, I didn't even know Hercules made it to issue number 120. Jeez. So, no, I don't think that's a good buy. Long story short, too late. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 7 coming in at number 5. Now, this is the first appearance of El Dorado, which is the protagonist, the opposition to El Muerto, which appears later on this list. Copies are going for $15 for a dollar bin book that's been sitting there gathering dust because nobody wanted this even in a dollar book. All right, now if you really think that the signing of this character and the announcement that they will be making a TV show that's not going to be hitting the airwaves for 2 years is, if you want to get these characters, don't buy it now. Pick it up in a few months. Right now it's just the breaking news. They're going to do a little bit more casting and everything else. But again, it's 2 years before this series hits. This book is going to be $5 in 6 months. Pick up 3 copies at that time. Number 4, New Avengers number 7. Hey, guess who's back? Guess we'll be gone in a couple of weeks. Okay, we've all known the Illuminati have been coming out because they can't keep secrets worth a dang. They put way too much in the trailers. Everybody's already known this. The book is already spiked at its highest value. It's going to hold there until about a week or two after Doctor Strange is out, at which point everybody will have made all their money from it, and it'll start to come down as people are just trying to sell off what copies they didn't. A month or two afterwards, it'll be even lower. Will the Illuminati be in Doctor Strange? Obviously. Will he be in the MCU going forward? That's where I doubt it. How much more of the MCU is going to revolve around the multiverse and all the other universes? I see this being a one-time kind of reset for Earth 616. So we can try to redo some storylines and have some more fun. Remember, they're laying out the next 10 years of the MCU. You think about the Star Trek movie franchise for regular Star Trek and the Next Generation movies and everything else. They really had nowhere to go. What they did was they brought, they brought that did time travel in it and rebooted everything. Now they can come up with completely fresh storylines, which they did for a couple of movies. They did a decent job, and now I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're rebooting the reboot. But I think that that's more what the multiverse is kind of a reboot where we can get rid of this character, bring this character back, do this. They're doing it a little bit with Star Wars too. Fine polished stuff that's already been written and erase stuff that pretend it never happened. So, again, $90 for Raw, $450 for 9.8. Nope, I'm sorry. I might pick up this book when it is $30 for a Raw, $40 for a Raw, 6-7 months from now. Tales of the Jedi number 1, coming in at number 3. 1993 comic book from Dark Horse Comics. $25 for a Raw, $250 for a 9.8. This is not that bad an investment. I just wouldn't get it right this second. $25 for the Raw. If you can get a good quality Raw, I'd pull the trigger on that. $250 for the 9.8. I'd wait for more to hit the market. This news broke in December, and now it's being reiterated now because we're May 1st. Guess what's May 4th? Star Wars, everything Star Wars is going to go nuts. That's why it's not the right time to buy this. But the employees got a record player, and on the side was a logo for Tales of the Jedi, which the logo was not known anywhere. Why would they put that on there unless they were locking in it as a trademark for a TV show or something coming up along the line? So Tales of the Jedi number 1 from 1993 has spiked in value. They haven't done anything with this. They haven't made any actual announcements, which means we're still at least 2 years away. What do we want to do? We want to wait till everybody forgets about it and pick it up then. But it's not. I don't think Star Wars book is going to go that much less than $25 for a Raw. So again, look for that good quality $25. Pick that up. The $250 for the 9.8. I'd wait for some more to hit the market because December to now, the books that got sent off still haven't made it back yet. Wait for a little bit more saturation. Number 2, Captain Carter, number 1. I bought one copy just for the fact of buying one copy. I did not expect this book to go anywhere, and boy, do I feel stupid. This just came out. It's going for $10 an issue now for the cover A, which it's not blowing up as much as like Timeless number 1 with Miss Minutes on the cover. So I think the Miss Minutes was liked more, by the fans. But in case you haven't seen the new trailer for the Multiverse of Madness, I'm going to hold my hand up for a little spoiler. So, okay, don't listen. And when my hand goes down, you can listen. You actually can see in the latest trailer, Captain Carter. Some people said, well, maybe it's Captain Britain. Captain Britain doesn't use the shields. That shield, anyway. They probably have Captain Carter since they have What If, Strange and Wanda and zombies and everything else. Why not just bring in other characters from the What If series? So, and I think that she's going to be getting her own series as well. Let's wait for this to drop down a little bit, but that's about that. But overall, though, I think that's right at this moment, this is not the best time to pick up the Captain Carter. There were a lot of them out there. They got the 1 in 10s, the 1 in 25s. The 1 in 25 is absolutely blowing up. $250 for that. Meanwhile, the 1 in 10, you can get the 1 in 10 for less than you can for the cover A. I'd go after that. Keep your eyes out for Exiles 3 and 4 from, what was that, 2013? Exiles 3 has that Jim Lee X-Men homage. But I'd wait a little bit until, again, you don't want to get it when it's super hot. And Captain Carter, the first episode of What If, when that aired, it wasn't overly, it was good. It wasn't great. I think a lot of the What If episodes were great. That was just good. It was the first one to break us into it. And coming in at number 1, Bantha Doodoo. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 6. This is the first appearance of El Muerto. This is the character that actor tweeted that he was going to be playing, and they were going to be making the series coming out in 2024. It's a cameo of his protagonist, El Dorado. $85 for a dollar bin book. Last week, dollar bin books, store owners running over, pulling them out, and throwing stickers on them, and people are buying it up because they're afraid of No, 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 no. 2 years until this comes out, guys. This is going to be back to $5 within 2 months. Just wait on this one. The wrong absolute time to get this. Okay? I mean, we are going to be going from... You think about what's going on in the next 2 months alone. 2.5 months. Doctor Strange. Finishing up Moon Knight. The Obi-Wan series. You're going to be getting better trailers and getting closer to Thor. There's going to be so many other books that people are going to be going after. This book is going to fall off of everybody's radar, and dealers are going to price it appropriately just to get rid of it. Because anything, and even if they sell it for $5, it's still 5 times more than they were selling it for last week. So they're happy. Okay, so there goes my rant on all of that. And now for my Remember Me pick. Yes, and in case you're not familiar with what a Remember Me pick is. On this list alone, I've told you there are several books that do not buy because this is the wrong time. Wait for everybody to forget about it. Well, everybody also includes you and me. So what I have to do right now is pick a book that was hot before, that everybody's forgotten about now, that has come down in price, that you can get now, and hopefully it'll go back up again. And my pick this week is World War Hulk #1. Yep. 9.8s. They're selling on average for about $120 to $130 on eBay. Neck hurts. But I have seen them as low as $90. That's right, a $90 9.8 slabbed World War Hulk #1 sold within the last couple of weeks. These are books that were selling for $250 to $400 6 months ago, because people were talking about a World War Hulk movie, which still may happen. Now, this is a very good book to get. And by the way, the reason this happened, this is what I'm talking about. When this news broke, and they were selling the 9.8s for $250 to $400, a lot of people that had them in raw sent them in for grading, and they got them back. Now there's no market for them. They had their raw book. They paid for the grading. They want to return on some of this money so they can get the next book. They missed their window, but there'll be other windows. There'll be other rumors. There could even be actual movies of World War Hulk. Remember, they planned out 10 years of MCU here. That's a great storyline for them not to use. So, if you were to pick one up for $90 and news broke in a year, why not? You know it's going to shoot up again, $400, $500, especially if it's confirmed news. And that's when everybody's going to be going crazy for 9.8s. World War Hulk #1, that's my pick for today. Guys, I want to thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Click on notifications so you know when my videos come out. I want to wrap this up because I want to make a video of my next books that I'm getting together for CGC. Getting ready for Moon Knight. Getting ready for Thursday night. Going to see Doctor Strange. It's going to be a wicked, wicked week. I love it. Thank you so much for joining. But until I see you again, mahalo.